Trees are not only symbols of nature, but also real keepers of secrets and amazing stories. In this video, you will learn about the most unusual and striking trees on the planet, each of which amazes with its unique shapes, incredible size, or ability to adapt to the most extreme conditions. Some of them live for thousands of years, others look as if they were created not by nature, but by the artist's imagination. Ready to see the green giants and wonders of the botanical world? Then let's dive into the wonderful world of unusual trees. Taproom are unique trees found in Cambodia's ancient temples, especially the famous Anor Temple complex. These massive, majestic trees seem to grow right out of the stones, as if nature decided to take its own. The most famous example is the Taproom Temple, which has become iconic thanks to travel photos and scenes from movies like Lara Croft. The thick roots of these trees are intertwined with the stone walls, creating an atmosphere of something mysterious and magical, as if the ancient ruins and the trees themselves are one and the same. It appears that these trees keep the secrets of long-gone times, and every crack in the bark can tell a story about the people who lived here centuries ago. Looking at them, you feel a small part of a huge world that exists outside of time. Aspen pine is one of the most amazing trees on Earth, a living testament to the power of nature and time. These trees grow in the highlands of the western United States and are true champions of longevity. The oldest members of this species reach more than 5,000 years old. This makes them the third oldest living organisms on Earth after Antarctic lichen and cedar. They grew where there were no pyramids, Roman Empire, or even ancient civilizations yet. What makes the oyster pine so unique is its ability to survive in the most extreme conditions: harsh winds, low temperatures, and rocky soil. Thanks to their slow growth and dense wood, these trees can resist pests and diseases, and their curved shapes look like a true work of art. The angel oak is a living wonder of nature that is mesmerizing in its majesty and history. This ancient giant grows on Johns Island in South Carolina and is considered one of the oldest trees on the east coast of the United States. It is over 500 years old and has come to symbolize the longevity, strength, and beauty of nature. Its branches, like arms embracing the earth, spread more than 60 meters wide, creating a fabulous green tent in the shade of 1,600 square meters. The tree's crown is so thick that it feels as if you are entering another world, tranquil and mystical. The oak takes its name from the estate of American slave owner Justus Angel and his wife Tucker Martha Angel. Local legend tells of ghosts of former slaves who were rumored to appear around the tree on moonlit nights. The New Zealand kauri is an ancient giant that grows in the dense forests of New Zealand and is widely regarded as a natural wonder. These trees are some of the most massive and long-lived trees on the planet. The oldest representatives reach more than 2,000 years, and their huge trunks look like columns supporting the heavens. Up to 50 meters tall, the kauri is astonishing in its size and power, giving the impression that it's not just a tree, but something more ancient and majestic than meets the eye. But what makes these trees truly unique is their importance to the ecosystem and local culture. Kauri is a symbol of the indigenous Maori people who consider it sacred. Its wood was used to build canoes and houses, and its resin was used for medicines and rituals. Jabotaca is a unique tree native to Brazil that surprises not only with its appearance, but also with its unusual fruits. Unlike most fruits, Jabotaca fruits grow directly on the trunk and branches of the tree, giving the impression that the tree itself is covered with black pearls. These round, dark purple berries not only look delicious, but also have a bright flavor, sweet and slightly tart. Their flavor can be compared to an exotic mix of grapes and blueberries, and these berries are often used to make jams, juices, wines, and liqueurs. However, the most special thing about this fruit is its short-lived nature. The berries begin to spoil quickly as soon as they are picked, so fresh fruit can only be tasted in places where the tree itself grows. This makes Jabotaca a real treasure to be caught at the right moment. In the cultures where it grows, it is often compared to a rich table set right in the open air. It is impossible not to mention one of the most amazing and dangerous trees in the world, which has earned itself such a formidable reputation thanks to its unusual abilities. And we are talking about the exploding hura. This giant tropical tree grows in South and Central America and impresses not only with its appearance, but also with its peculiar natural traps. The trunks of the tree are covered with sharp thorns, like a plant from a sci-fi movie, which already makes it inaccessible to many animals and curious people. But the most striking thing is its fruits. When they ripen, they begin to literally explode with a loud pop, scattering seeds over huge distances of up to 100 meters. It's nature's catapult. The seeds explode at such a speed that they can injure a person or animal standing nearby. This explosive power helps the tree to effectively spread its seeds over large areas. Locals call it the dynamite tree and often tell stories of its seeds unexpectedly falling in their paths. The Bujam Tree is one of the strangest and most amazing trees on the planet, one that looks like it stepped out of the pages of a fairy tale or science fiction. This rare giant grows in the deserts of Mexico's Baja California and southern Arizona, and its appearance is astounding. Tall and thin, with an unnaturally curved trunk, the Bujam resembles an upside-down carrot or a giant candle, making it unlike any other tree in the world. What's interesting is that the Bujam is perfectly adapted to life in harsh desert environments. Its thick bark helps retain moisture, and its long trunk allows it to collect sunlight and endure the heat. But the most fascinating thing about this tree is its bizarre shape, which makes it seem like a living thing, as if it is slowly reaching upward to touch the sky. Locals tell legends that Bujam trees are ancient guardians of the desert, making sure that people respect nature. The ancient oaks that can be found in Scotland have always been shrouded in various legends. Standing on the English border, these majestic trees have survived centuries of wars, conflicts, and natural disasters. The most famous of them all is the Capone tree in Jedburgh, which is over 500 years old. It is a heritage tree and a tree of special national interest on the Woodlands Trust Register of Ancient Trees, listed as one of the 50 greatest trees in Britain by the Tree Council, and recognized as an important historic tree by the Borders Forest Trust. Dracæna cinnabar red, also known as the dragon blood tree, is one of the most amazing natural wonders found on the ancient island of Socotra in Yemen. Because of the resinous blood red colored sap called dragon's blood, this plant is called the dragon tree. This exotic substance is surrounded by mysticism and legends due to its bright red hues and incredible medicinal properties used since ancient times. According to an old Indian legend, once upon a time there lived a bloodthirsty dragon in the Arabian Sea on the island of Socotra, attacking elephants and drinking their blood. But one day a dying elephant fell on the dragon and crushed him. Their blood mingled and soaked the surrounding land. On this spot grew trees called dracænas, which translates to female dragon. In ancient times it was considered sacred. The resin was used as a dye, in medicine to heal wounds, and even in rituals to banish evil spirits. These striking creatures of nature, called bottle trees, look as if they have grown up in a fairy tale world. They get their name from their thick, swollen trunk that resembles the shape of a bottle. These unusual trees are found in arid regions such as the island of Madagascar. Their shape is not just a quirk of nature, but a unique adaptation. The wide trunk serves as a natural reservoir for storing water, helping the tree survive in extremely hot and dry conditions. It is particularly striking to see bottle trees in bloom. Their bare trunks and branches are topped with bright pink or white flowers that contrast sharply with the harsh environment. The flowers are like flashes of life in the desert, adding exoticism and mystery to these natural giants. Right now in front of you is not just any tree, it is a living legend standing in the heart of Sequoia National Park in California, the General Sherman. It is a giant sequoia, one of the largest trees on the planet. Its age is estimated to be about 2,300 years old. The tree is 85 meters tall, and the volume of its trunk is amazing, about 1,487 cubic meters. What makes the General Sherman so impressive is its colossal mass. In terms of wood volume, it is unrivaled. Imagine a tree so large that its trunk is wider than most modern cars, and its crown spreads tens of meters high, creating an entire ecosystem above. General Sherman is the largest and heaviest living organism on the planet. Its branches are home to birds, mosses, and even small animals. This tree is a silent giant that has survived civilizations, natural disasters, and fires. And though time has left its marks, General Sherman continues to grow, showing us how resilient and majestic nature can be. The dead Vlay trees, located in the heart of the Namib Desert in Namibia, have become symbols of time frozen forever. They have been dead for more than 900 years, but they still stand today like petrified guardians of an ancient landscape. Their withered black trunks contrast sharply with the bright orange dunes and white clay earth. This place was once a lake, and the acacias that grew here thrived. But time and climate changed everything. The river dried up, and without water, the trees died. Because of the extreme dryness of the desert, they did not decompose, but just remained standing as if frozen in eternity. Local legends say that these trees are spirits of the past left to guard the desert. They attract tourists and photographers from all over the world, making Dead Vlay one of the most recognizable and mystical places on the planet. Just look at this magical tree that looks as if it has just risen up from the pages of a fairy tale. Wisteria is one of the most beautiful plants in the world, capable of transforming any corner of the garden into a fairy tale. Imagine dense cascades of delicate flowers, lilac, pink, white, that descend from the branches like waterfalls of petals. During flowering, wisteria literally envelops everything around it, turning arches, arbors, and houses into living works of art. Its fragrance is so sweet and subtle, and the view never ceases to mesmerize. Wisteria is attributed magical properties in the cultures of the East, especially in Japan and China, where this plant symbolizes love, longevity, and the bond of generations. In Japanese gardens, wisteria is not just a decoration, it is a symbol of harmony and tranquility. The flowering tunnels of wisteria are popular places for walking and meditation, where every step is filled with a sense of peace and beauty. Banyan trees are a living legend among trees. Their unique feature is that they grow into real green mazes with intertwined roots that descend from the branches, reaching the ground and forming new trunks. Thanks to this, a single banyan can grow to the size of an entire forest like a real giant. These trees are found in India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and other parts of Southeast Asia where they're considered sacred. They represent longevity, strength, and protection. Each banyan tree is believed to have a soul, and sitting under its branches, one can feel the ancient wisdom that has been passed down through the ages. The Wanona tunnel tree was a legendary giant sequoia that towered in the Mariposa Groves in Yosemite National Park, California. It reached an incredible 69 meters in height, and its diameter at the base was almost 8 meters. This mighty tree stood for over 2,000 years and became a true symbol of the strength and majesty of nature. In 1881, daredevils carved a tunnel through Wanona, turning it into an attraction for the first tourists. People came from all over to drive under this natural wonder and feel its power. But in 1969, under the weight of winter snow, the tree collapsed. Despite its fall, the place still attracts visitors, and the tree itself is now called the Fallen Tunnel Tree. Today, there are other tunnel trees in California that have been cut for tourism, but such practices are a thing of the past due to the harm caused by the process. Along the Pacific coast from Alaska to Northern California is the majestic tree, the Sitka Spruce. Known for its strength and durability, the Sitka Spruce can reach over 90 meters in height, and its bark is gray and scaly, giving the tree a rugged but majestic appearance. Spruce wood is unique, light but strong. It has become indispensable in the production of musical instruments such as guitars and violins, as its fibers allow sound to resonate cleanly and richly. During the aviation era, it was also used extensively to create airplanes, making this tree a symbol of conquering the sky. In addition, the Sitka spruce is one of the oldest trees on the planet. Many of its representatives can live for more than 700 years, and its thick needles and abundance of fresh resin give the forest a unique fragrance. Just look at this unique natural mystery that looks like a scene from a mystery movie. The curved forest, located in western Poland, is well known for its unusual trees. More than 100 pine trees here have curved trunks that bend smoothly at the base in the shape of the English letter J and then stretch upwards. Scientists and locals are still arguing about what caused such a strange shape of trees. One popular theory is that the pines may have been deformed on purpose. It's suggested that they may have been grown in this way in the 1930s to create certain forms of wood that would be used in boat building, furniture, or other purposes. However, there are more mysterious theories. Some blame heavy snowstorms, others supernatural forces. These trees, as if enchanted, grow in the middle of an ordinary forest, which is no different from any other. Walking along its path, and suddenly, in front of you appears a semicircle of strange, as if bowed trees. Standing in the middle of this forest is a special feeling. It appears that you are in a place where nature has whispered its secret. The curved forest still beckons tourists and researchers from all over the world, leaving everyone room for fantasies and their own hypotheses. This tree, more than 400 years old, stands alone, surrounded by the sands of the lifeless Bahrain Desert and the hot winds, and no one knows exactly how it survives in these harsh conditions. This is the reason why it got its name, the Tree of Life. The secret of the Tree of Life is one of the region's biggest mysteries. It grows in a place where there are no rivers or lakes, and rainfall is extremely low. Some believe that the tree's roots can stretch more than 50 meters deep to extract water from underground springs. Others associate it with ancient myths and believe the tree has mystical powers that keep it alive. For locals and tourists, the Tree of Life is not just a botanical anomaly, but a true miracle. Its branches spread wide, and despite centuries of history, the tree looks healthy and strong. Let's also take a look at the Quiver Tree and its alien appearance with thick, watery trunks and branches that look like hands reaching for the sky. They are outstanding plants found in the arid deserts of Namibia and South Africa. These trees can reach 7 to 9 meters in height, and their thick, branched trunks are covered with rough gray bark, which protects them from the scorching sun. Quiver trees got their unusual name from the Bushmen, an indigenous people of South Africa. The Bushmen have long used the hollow branches of these trees as quivers for arrows. The branches are full of moisture and lightweight, which made them ideal for this endeavor. It is believed that they can live up to 200 years, enduring extreme desert conditions such as drought and drastic temperature changes. Their leaves, which grow thickly at the ends of branches, have special waxy coatings that help retain moisture, and their thick trunks store water. During the flowering season, they are covered with bright yellow flowers that attract birds, butterflies, and other pollinators. The Cottonwood Tree is a majestic giant of the rainforest that is easy to spot due to its incredible height and unusual shape. Reaching heights of up to 70 meters, these trees have powerful trunks adorned with sharp thorns and massive roots that, like tentacles, extend dozens of meters wide, creating a powerful base. The cottonwood is not just a natural wonder, but a tree with deep cultural significance. In many of the countries where it grows, including Central and South America, Africa, and Southeast Asia, it is considered sacred. The ancient Maya believed that the silk cotton tree connected the earth to the sky and the spirit world. Its branches stretching high into the sky symbolized a connection with the gods, and its roots went deep underground, connecting all living things. When it blooms, it is covered with large white flowers that turn into fruits filled with light, silky fibers. These soft fibers, known as kapok, were once used to stuff pillows, mattresses, and life jackets because of their water-repellent properties. Even today, kapok is an environmentally friendly resource for the textile industry. Jakaranda is the tree that turns the streets of cities into real picturesque canvases. With the onset of spring, this natural wonder begins to bloom with bright lilac-purple flowers, and it seems as if the sky has descended to Earth. Every year when the Jakaranda blooming season arrives, cities in South Africa, Australia, Argentina, and other warm regions are literally drowned in cascades of delicate flowers covering the trees. Jacaranda flowers are shaped like small bells that cling to the branches, giving the impression of a dense floral cloud. In cities such as Pretoria, which has even been nicknamed Jakaranda City, locals and tourists look forward to this time of year to enjoy the picturesque views. Many believe that catching a falling flower is a way to make a wish, and it will definitely come true. Here they are at last, the real ancient titans of Africa that look like they are set with their roots up, baobabs. These unique trees can be found in the arid savannas of Madagascar, Africa, and Australia, and they can live for over 1,000 years. With their thick, swollen trunks, baobabs look like huge water towers, and for good reason. Their trunks can hold thousands of liters of water, helping the trees survive long, dry seasons. There are many legends about how baobabs got their bizarre appearance. According to one African tale, the baobab was so proud that the god, punishing it, pulled the tree out of the ground and planted it upside down. Now its branches stick up into the sky, reminiscent of roots, and its trunk as a symbol of resilience and adaptation. Baobabs not only survive in extreme conditions, but also support the surrounding life. Their fruit is rich in vitamin C and is an important food source for locals and animals, while the roasted and ground seeds are used to brew a coffee substitute. The hollow trunks of some old baobabs also provide shelter for small animals and even humans. Some trees are so large that they once housed schools, small stores, and even bars inside. During flowering season, baobabs are decorated with large white flowers that bloom at night and attract nocturnal pollinators such as bats. In the mythology of many African peoples, the baobab represents life, fertility, and is the guardian of the earth. The rainbow eucalyptus is not named rainbow eucalyptus for nothing, for it looks like a real work of art by a well-known artist. Its trunk is covered with bright shapes as if someone took a brush and painted it in different shades of green, blue, purple, orange, and pink. This natural wonder can be found in the rainforests of the Philippines, Indonesia, and Papua New Guinea, where its colorful trunks give the impression that the forest is illuminated by a rainbow of light. The colors of the rainbow eucalyptus appear due to a special process. The bark of the tree peels off in pieces, and the fresh areas immediately show bright green shades, which then change to blue, purple, and orange depending on the time and stage of the maturation of the bark. This gives the tree its unique appearance, which amazes and mesmerizes everyone who sees it in person. The rainbow eucalyptus is not only incredibly beautiful, but it is also good for the environment. This tree helps control soil erosion and is often planted along rivers and slopes to stabilize the soil. In addition, its wood is used to make paper, making rainbow eucalyptus economically important to local communities. This vibrant wonder of nature, known for its fiery colors, has a name as majestic as it looks, Deinonychus royalis. Originally from Madagascar, this tree can now be found in the tropics and subtropics around the world, where it wins hearts with its beauty and exotic appearance. When Deinonychus blooms, it seems to burst with vibrant shades of red and orange, turning trees into bright torches amidst the green foliage. Flamboyant flowers are large with velvety petals, and its branches spread wide, creating dense shade. In the Caribbean and other warm regions, it is known as the fire tree because during the blooming season, it is like a sea of blazing color, catching the eye and creating a truly spectacular sight. Balimaya is one of the rarest and oldest trees on the planet, a true living fossil. It was discovered only in 1994 in a hard-to-reach part of the Australian forests, though the plant itself had already existed for about 200 million years, back in the time of the dinosaurs. The tree was thought to be extinct and was only known from fossils until a group of Australian botanists accidentally stumbled upon a small population of it. This tree is not only ancient, but also extremely hardy. It can survive forest fires, drought, and even recover if its trunk is damaged. Balimaya is now actively protected and propagated in botanical gardens around the world. Dipis yellowish, also known as the butterfly palm, is a natural wonder that can transform any room into a tropical paradise. Its long, arched leaves, resembling the wings of a butterfly, shimmer in shades of green and gold, creating a light and airy effect. Not only does this plant look incredibly stylish, but it is also beneficial. Dipis actively cleans the air, absorbing harmful substances and oxygenating it. In addition, it helps to maintain a healthy level of humidity in the room, which is especially useful in dry climates. Dipis yellowish is unpretentious. It easily tolerates semi-shade, likes moderate watering, and fresh air. The suicide tree is a mysterious and dangerous plant that you don't often hear about. It grows in the tropical regions of South and Southeast Asia, and at first glance looks innocent. Its snow-white flowers and green fruits remind us of nature at its best. But behind this beauty lies one of nature's deadliest secrets. The fruits of the suicide tree contain a toxin called berberine, which disrupts the heart, causing fatal arrhythmias. This tree has been used for centuries for criminal purposes, because of which it is often referred to as the perfect weapon for criminals. The tree got its name for a reason. Historically, its fruit has often been used to commit suicide in the regions where it grows. But despite its grim reputation, the plant remains an object of study for biologists and chemists. They seek to understand how such a powerful natural poison can be used in medicine to treat various diseases, especially heart disorders. Ravenala is definitely one of the most amazing plants on the planet, which attracts attention with its unusual shapes and properties. Native to Madagascar, as it is also called the Tree of Travelers, it got its name due to its unique ability to store water in its huge leaves, which allowed travelers to quench their thirst during long wanderings. Its appearance is also impressive. The tree's leaves line up in a perfect fan-like pattern, resembling a giant green fan. Moreover, the traveler's tree is always oriented from east to west, which enabled ancient travelers to use it as a natural compass. The Mexican fir, which can be found in the highlands of central and southern Mexico, is known for more than its lush green branches and ability to grow at high altitude. The tree has a much more wonderful secret. Each year, millions of monarch butterflies make an epic journey from Canada and the United States to these trees, transforming the forests into a living, awe-inspiring fairy tale. It is a wintering place for monarchs, and because of this, the fir has become a symbol of rebirth and new beginnings. The tree has a thick, coniferous crown that seems to be designed to protect butterflies from cold winds and harsh weather. Locals have often long considered the fir to be a sacred tree, symbolizing spiritual purification and connection to higher powers. In some Mexican traditions, these trees are used to make censer sticks for religious ceremonies. Mangrove trees are true heroes among plants, living on the edge of two worlds, land and sea. These unique trees grow along tropical and subtropical coasts where saltwater and tides create difficult living conditions. But mangroves have not just adapted, they have turned these challenges into their strength. Their powerful, intertwining roots create mazes along the coastlines. These roots not only protect coasts from erosion and hurricanes, but also provide a shelter for a host of sea creatures, from small crabs and fish to young sharks. The mangroves become veritable lullabies for ocean life, but their magic doesn't end there. Mangrove trees can filter salt water, separating the salt and absorbing clean water, allowing them to thrive where other plants would not survive. They also absorb huge amounts of carbon dioxide, making them important fighters against climate change. These trees are true guardians of coasts and protectors of ecosystems. Who else but the juniper is a true symbol of wild nature and eternal freshness. Its sharp needle-like leaves, rich woody aromas, and evergreen branches make it a living legend among plants. This tree grows in the harshest environments, from arid deserts to cold mountain slopes, showing amazing resilience and strength of nature. Juniper is famous for its blue berries, which are used in cooking and medicine. These small berry cones give the famous drink gin its distinctive flavor, but their properties don't end there. Juniper has long been considered a tree with magical powers. Its branches were burned to purify houses, and the berries were used in healing potions to strengthen immunity and fight infections. This plant is also a living protector of nature. Its roots strengthen the soil to prevent erosion, and its dense thickets provide shelter for various animals, from birds to small mammals. There appears to be no one in the world who has not heard of the beauty of Japanese sakura trees, but few people know that there are several species of these trees. Yoshino is just one of them. Every year when the cherry blossom season arrives, the Yoshino trees turn into veritable clouds of white and pink petals, creating a fairy tale landscape that attracts millions of people from all over the world. These cherry trees are not just trees, they're symbols of culture, spirituality, and beauty. One of the most impressive artifacts of the Yoshino is its brief blooms. Sakura petals only bloom for a few days and then slowly fall like pink rain. In Japan, people gather under cherry trees to celebrate Hanami, an ancient tradition of admiring the flowers that symbolizes rebirth and new hope. Yoshino trees have also spread around the world, becoming a fixture in parks and gardens from Washington, D.C. to Paris. If you ever decide to travel to China, then you will definitely come across this natural wonder, the golden ginkgo, sooner or later. This huge tree, over 1,400 years old, grows on the grounds of the Guanyin Buddha Temple in the Zhonggan Mountains. In autumn, the leaves of the giant ginkgo turn a bright golden color, and the 1,000-year-old tree turns into a real sea of gold. This leaves them to sprinkle the ground with a luminous carpet, creating a fairy tale atmosphere. Every year in mid-November, tourists from all over the world come here to see the ancient ginkgo plunge into its golden period. Historians believe that the tree was planted by Emperor Tang Tai-sung himself, which adds to the legendary nature of the place. Who would have thought that another tree straight from Japan would compete with the world-famous sakura? And of course, it's the flannel maple. Its brightly colored star-shaped leaves, which range from deep red and purple to delicate pink and bright green, turn any space into a true work of art. This tree has a long history that is closely tied to Japanese culture. In Japan, maple symbolizes peace, refinement, and elegance. In traditional Japanese gardens, maple trees are often placed near bodies of water and among stones, creating meditative compositions that seem to transport you to another world. Although seemingly fragile, the maple tree survives the winter very well, and its leaves, slowly falling from the branches, give a soothing sense of harmony with the world. We all know about the delicious cashew nut, but few know that the tree it grows on is just as amazing. The cashew tree, known for its bizarre shapes and mighty crown, is a true giant, reaching up to 15 meters in height. But the most interesting thing is its fruit. Unlike most nuts, cashews grow at the end of a fleshy and colorful stalk called the cashew apple. The apple is juicy and sweet, but the nut is the real star of the show. Before the nut becomes familiar to us, it goes through a long process of processing. Raw cashews are toxic because of the poisonous resin that surrounds their shells. Therefore, each nut is first carefully peeled and roasted, turning it into a delicious delicacy. But cashews aren't just nuts. Their apples are also popular in tropical countries where they are used to make juices, jams, and even alcoholic drinks. The heath forest is a mysterious and pristine place where the air is filled with the fresh scent of pine needles and earth. Walking among the dense juniper thickets, you feel a special connection with nature. In every breath, you feel the healing power of this forest. And no, we haven't forgotten at all about a true legend from the world of trees, bamboo. Although it looks like a thin reed, bamboo is actually one of the toughest plants in the world. It grows at an incredible rate. Some species can stretch up to a meter a day. These green stems are not only beautiful, but incredibly versatile. In Asian countries, bamboo is used to build houses, create furniture, musical instruments, and even clothing. It is both lightweight and strong, making it an ideal material for a multitude of applications. Bamboo is also a source of food. The tender shoots of bamboo are a delicacy that is widely used in Asian cuisine. In Eastern philosophy, bamboo symbolizes flexibility and fortitude. It teaches people to be strong, but at the same time to retain the ability to bend before difficulties without breaking. When human art is combined with natural art, it knows no boundaries and becomes perfect. This is an apt description for such tree sculptures, which are not simple wood carvings or garden designs. They are a true fusion of nature and human imagination. Artists and landscapers use live trees as canvases, shaping their branches and trunks into whimsical, mesmerizing forms. The result is trees that seem to have emerged from fantasy worlds, creating unique and magical landscapes. One method of creating these is the technique of arbosculpture, where trees are guided to grow into specific shapes, be it spirals, arches, or even complex patterns and figures. This process can take years, but the result is worth it. The tree is transformed into an organic work of art, growing and changing before your eyes. Sculptural trees are the embodiment of a creative approach to nature and man's desire to create something truly extraordinary using living materials. Ancient trees are true living witnesses of history, standing on the earth for centuries and surviving entire eras. Some trees are older than entire cities and countries. Walking among such giants, you can feel time slowing down, and with every step you feel connected to something big, eternal, and incomprehensible. And now we are approaching our all-time favorite silver birch with its snow-white bark, which seems to glow against the forest landscape. It is one of the most recognizable trees in the world, and its beauty delights at any time of the year. In spring, the birch is covered with fresh green leaves. In summer, its light crown sways in the wind. In autumn, it turns into a golden waterfall. And in winter, its white bark contrasts with the surrounding snowy landscape. The silver birch is not only beautiful, but also incredibly hardy. It can grow on poor soils and in harsh climates. In folk cultures, the birch is associated with new beginnings and purification. Its bark was traditionally used to make household utensils, medicinal decoctions, and even paper. The aspen-shaped polar is one of the most amazing and poetic trees in nature. The tree is popularly known as the trembling aspen, which comes from the characteristic trembling of the leaves, which is created even at the slightest breeze. Leaves on thin petioles seem to dance in the wind, creating a unique rustling sound and turning the forest into a living organism. The tree itself can often reach more than 35 meters in height. Its underground root system allows it to reproduce, creating entire forests of genetically identical trees. The largest such organism is a colony of aspen trees named Pondo in Utah, USA, which covers more than 40 hectares and is considered one of the oldest and heaviest living organisms on Earth. Have you ever wondered what power trees hide in themselves? Each of their leaves is a small factory that cleans the air and gives us oxygen. But trees are not just filters, they create homes for birds, insects, and animals, and the roots are connected in a hidden underground network through which trees can communicate and share resources. Trees are not just nature, they are its living energy. And our episode has come to an end, and we hope that you enjoyed watching this video. We look forward to your questions and comments. Thank you for always being with us.